have Father Pat Austin back with us today to tell us a story about Garden Point, which is on Melville Island as part of the Tiwi Islands north of Darwin. You'll see the map there, and the map on the right is Melville Island with Garden Point indicated there by its Aboriginal name, and Bathurst Island on the left. The two photos are just some photos of there in the days gone by. Our Lady of Victory's Church, Garden Point, then a group of women and girls who were there in the early days when the mission was beginning and looking after the kids there. So I'll leave you now with Pat to tell another story.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Father Pat Austin, missionary of the Sacred Heart. I'm going to tell you a few stories about our mission in the Northern Territory, particularly where I was in the 1970s at Garden Point, which is a centre for Aborigines on the Melville Island. And Garden Point, it's a lovely name because it's a lovely area. Plenty of forest, Australian native gums, and the sea just next door, because Melville Island is separated from Bathurst Island by a strait called Apsley Strait, and it's the home of the Tiwis, the home of people like Maurice Rioli, the great footballer, and David Cantilla. And I was overjoyed at being sent to Garden Point, and the Aborigines there were very friendly to me, and I was asked to baptise an elderly man called Tom. He had a lot of happy memories from the early days, early missionaries, Daughters of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart and MSC priests and brothers. So he wanted baptism. So I'd come down to his camp and we'd go through the creed. Tom seemed to have no problem with any of those great mysteries of faith, but I had to bring up to him the fact that in our faith we could only have one man, one wife. Him right, Father, he didn't seem to find any problem with that. This went on for several months until Tom went walkabout. And I must admit I'd just about forgotten Tom, when late one night I was driving through the bush and his cousin brother came running out onto the road and flagged me down. What's wrong? Tom's dying. Tom's dying. He wants you. So I went over and Tom was lying on the ground there with his wives and his dogs. And I said, oh, take him over to the hospital. He's obviously in agony. He's stroking his forehead. No, Father. He's doing that because he wants to be baptised. So I had to make a decision quick on the spot there. Well, Tom is dying, and therefore to baptise him would be perfectly good. He chose the name James. I'm not sure why, but it was James he chose. And late that night there in the bush, we baptised him. And he died the next day. And so confidently I pray, St. James, pray for me. I say also, you holy wives of James, pray for me. Thank you.